thanks for joining me. I am going to just do a little reading on the energies right now. This is for all signs. It's a general message, may or may not apply. There's a Scorpio eclipse today, and this is Tonka. He always has to come say hi. Come here, buddy. Want to say hi? So this energy, this is eclipse season. We're having an eclipse today, a lunar eclipse. Not an astrologer, but I like to follow the energies because it really does affect us. I mean, if you think the moon affects the tides of the entire body of water on this planet, it's going to affect us too. All the planets affect us, but the eclipses are pretty intense, and especially because today's is in Scorpio, and then the next one is on the 8th, I think, of November in Taurus. So they're sister signs, they're opposites, and it's like Scorpio's energy is very intense and Taurus's energy is a little more grounding. But either way, when you have eclipse season and you have a lunar eclipse and then a solar eclipse, it's a huge closing out cycle. And it's affecting fixed signs mostly, but obviously Scorpio and Taurus. Fixed signs are Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. So I just wanted to do a little overview of the energies. Me personally, I have not been able to get my shit together today. I have been so scattered. I feel like I had so much to do that just the energy feels very, like, to me it feels like a pressure. So maybe somebody out there can relate to that. I also was just sitting earlier reading and doing some ceremony, and I had this like pulsing vibration through my body. It wasn't positive, it wasn't negative, it was just there, you know. It was like, whoa. So I sat with it. Me personally also, I did have like a pretty intense closing out of a very important relationship, a family member recently. I usually tend to feel the energies a little bit earlier than the actual day of it happening, and you may as well. It can affect us 6 months before and 6 months afterwards. So if you guys haven't really experienced anything good, I hope you don't experience anything too jarring, but it may also still be coming. So I'm just going to get some oracle cards mostly for us today to give us some guidance on maybe how to handle this energy, how to deal with it. And I mean, the best way is really always to kind of bring your energy in, especially if you're very sensitive like I am. Being around other people or other situations can feel a little overwhelming right now, and may trigger something that, I don't know, may needs to happen. I mean, some of this does need to happen for us for sure, even though some of it isn't very warm and fuzzy. It's all divinely guided. But yeah, me personally, like after I do the readings, I'm gonna take a bath. I have some tea here. So do like some self-care, do some self-nurturing, bring your energy back to yourself, and try to have some moments of silence with yourself to kind of see if you get any downloads and any messages, or if there's something maybe that you've been avoiding thinking about. It's going to come out a lot harsher if you ignore it and push it away than if you actually make time for your feelings. They're just there as guides. Just like I always like to think of them as, like, when you're driving, you know, there's red lights, green lights, yellow lights, caution signs, bump ahead signs, all of those things. That's all our emotions are. They're just guides. They're just signs to help us know where to go, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. You know, listen to your gut. So I'm just kidding. This is totally freestyling. Sorry, my nose keeps itching. This is just freestyling. I'm not even sure what I'm going to use. I got Okay, you guys, I had to sit with those cards. I pulled so many cards that I was like overwhelmed with just the information of it. So I had to sit with them for a minute. No surprise, this whole reading is very Scorpio-esque, which is, that's what we're doing it for, is a Scorpio eclipse today. There's so many eyeballs in this reading, you guys. Something is coming to light for you. Something is being illuminated. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, four cards with like just eyeballs on them. I can show you all of them if you want, but there's 2 eyeballs here. She's holding one here. It's like levitating over her hand. This one's over her head. And we have these 2 here. So there's a lot coming to into your vision. It could be literal, like, you know, like touch and feel it and see it, but it could just be your intuition as well. There's a lot of themes of death here, which is very Scorpionic. It's death and rebirth and transformation. This card has manifest on it, but it's clearly a woman in mourning. There's a lot of choices here. There's a crossroads for someone. For many of us, I believe here, this eclipse season did not come to play. There's some choices you're gonna have to make. There's contemplation. This is all going to lead to your freedom and to your divinity. You have to trust this. Appreciate yourself, appreciate your strength. I'm gonna read some from the books of the Seed and Sickle deck too, because it was pretty profound. What is this spider again? I think for some of us here, we may be becoming aware of like a snake in our grass. Somebody or someone or a group of people that you know you're finding out may not have your highest and best good in mind. And that is a really hard realization, but it's better that we see it than not see it, right? So there's something coming to light here. I feel this energy may bring some truth to us. Like my chest is heavy, you guys. There's a lot of anger here, and that's pretty natural, right? If you find out someone is a little sneaky. We have a couple snake cards here, and then the Seed and Sickle cards are also talking about a betrayal or some type of sneaky person. We have the friend card, so this could have been a friend. It also could be family. It's very possible it could be family. Friends or family. Doesn't feel super businessy, but it's something obviously you were more emotionally involved with. Yeah, it's let's see, what did the spider say? Also, I used some cards from the Literary Witches Oracle, and like all 3 of the authors are really representing depression. So some of you could be feeling very depressed, which is also very Scorpio-esque energy. It's death. It's like the Scorpio tarot card is the death card. It's transformation. In the dark, and it may feel very dark right now, and you're processing a lot of things, seeing a lot of things, understanding things, or something that happened here with this friend or family member. It's being illuminated now. And that can be depressing, right? Like my chest feels tight. Both of these authors, Sylvia Plath and Alexandra Pizarnik, I think that's how you say it. they both battled with depression. You can see here, this is such a heavy read. I have to say it like it is. You can see she's holding a broken heart. She also has, there's dolls around her. This, you know, if this is a family member, this could go pretty far back from when you were a child. But you are seeing clearly now. I mean, this illumination is all of this scene, this clarity that you're having is, you're getting the answers that you need, that you've been seeking. There may have been some kind of crossroads here for somebody. And there usually is, if you're finding out that like a friend or family member, is a snake in the grass, right? You know, there's the coffin card too. So this is, again, it's a death. There's some type of, where did that go? Where did it go? Where did it go? You are feeling very protected naturally. Again, with this situation, you may be having to put up boundaries with this friend or family member. Buddy, I have all my cards here. Sorry. Oh, here it is. Yeah, you're digesting all of this. So, and also it may feel like you know, this spider and the spider web, it may feel like, you know, like you literally got caught in something or someone else got caught in something. There is freedom here though, you guys, and there's some type of exploration that this is going to lead you to, which is going to lead to that freedom. Let me read a couple of these seed and sickle cards now that my cat's sitting on the rest of them. Oops. Okay. So one of the cards you got was the apple, and it's a really beautiful card. These cards are so cool looking. They're so pretty. So it's not so long ago you set out on a path with a goal in mind. Now, after all your hard work, determination, and passion, you're so close to completion that you can almost taste it. But a hitch has pushed you back a few steps, undoing some progress. Don't let frustration convince you to throw it all away. Have patience, untangle the knot in front of you, and accept the delays are inevitable. Success will be just as sweet tomorrow as it would be today. And so there's the dawn and the dusk book with these cards. The other, that was the dawn, and this is the dusk. It says everything has an ending. So there's something ending, whether it's today or 100 years from now. Again, you have the eternity card. So this may have been somebody you had a really long relationship with, like obviously a family member. It's lifelong relationship. And whether it's today or 100 years from now, nothing can stay as it is. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We naturally shy away from death and change, but don't forget that this too is in nature's plan. Something in your life needs closure. Come to terms with it, embrace it, and know that in its ending, something new and beautiful will emerge. So if you guys are struggling with depression, or there's something absolutely just breaking your heart right now, stay strong. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Let yourself feel that grief and heartbreak. Our feelings can't hurt us. In fact, they're there to help us. Like I said, they really are. And the less we fight them, the quicker they pass. When we actually give them that space, they are just our teachers. And I know that's easier said than done for a lot of us, but there's something you're gonna just have an aha moment with here. If you are feeling a lot of anger, there's some of these other cards are speaking of anger and death, like betrayal, heartbreak, crossroads. It's very big Scorpio energy. But if you are feeling anger, try to do something positive with it, because anger is a really good motivator, right? I don't know. I mean, just for example, for me, I have a family member that has gaslit my whole life, and it's taken a lot to, been in therapy. Like, it takes a lot to do that, because when someone gaslights you your whole life, especially a family member, you learn to not trust yourself and to not trust your intuition. And I had a really strong intuition from a very young age. So this was a real mind fuck for me. So my revenge, how I dealt with my anger is by, well, learning to trust myself, first of all. Like, that's the ultimate revenge, because that's what they didn't want me to do. But I also run, or I go hiking a lot. Hiking is a big outlet for me. I weightlift. I've learned to like transfer that anger. When I was younger, I was a little self-destructive, I'll be honest. I was so young and I didn't know how to deal with it yet. But when I got a little older, I realized that anger can be fuel to my fire. It can be used in a healthy way. It's really easy to feel anger and just punch a wall, or, go off on another person. But often when you do that, it has a domino effect. So think before you act if you're feeling anger, and know that you can transform it into a healthy outlet. Absolutely. The best revenge is being happy and healthy and successful, period. It is like the biggest F you to that person. And so make sure that you let yourself feel those feelings. Anger is a hard one, you know what I mean? Because it feels so overwhelming. They say that, like therapists say that anger is just a blanket. There's I think 7 main emotions, and anger isn't really one of the main emotions. Anger is actually like a cover up for grief. And I can relate to that. I don't know if you guys can. Anger is usually what we feel when we that's like that first feeling of like, if we did betrayed and there is something ending here and we're seeing something for really what it is, or seeing someone for who they really are. It's infuriating. But if we sit with it, we'll understand that often anger is just a blanket emotion. Still valid, 100% valid, but it's usually a blanket emotion for sadness or grief or heartbreak. And sometimes we feel all of those things all at once. Anger, sadness. We feel all of them all at once, and it can be really overwhelming. So take time out. There is a lot of cards here too to make sure that you nurture yourself. You're putting up boundaries, but this is also protection. You are protected. And this is maybe what you're doing is like just putting a total wall around yourself, which does have its place too. Just make sure you don't stay there forever. Okay, let me see. Let me read a couple of these other cards here. 52. So, Datura. This is a really beautiful card too. And it looks like, there's somebody reaching out, what I feel is like from the other side. When I read this, you'll understand this. This plant is actually a very like spiritual plant, and symbolizes like the afterlife or ancestors. So you might have a family member that passed, or a friend that passed, that is protecting you and supporting you. A legend from the Zuni people of New Mexico tells how 2 siblings came from the underworld, both of them crowned with datura flowers. They imparted their knowledge of how to dream and sleep well before returning home, leaving the flowers in their wake. Drawing this card is an encouragement to pay attention in your, that's another message too. You guys might want to sleep a lot, and if you are, that's good, that's okay, that's how you heal a lot of times. Again, just don't get stuck there for too long. But there's a lot of messages here, and a lot of like, you're seeing things. It could be also in your dreams that you're seeing a lot of things, possibly even nightmares. But it says it's an encouragement to pay attention to your sleeping schedule and take the time to return it to a regular pattern. Focus on your dreams. What are they telling you? Where do they lead? Let them guide you on your next steps forward. And then in this book, native to Peru and Ecuador, datura has been used as an intermediate between humans and the spirit world for centuries. The spirit of the datura manifests as a hunting dog and visits dreams to help locate things that have been lost. You may feel as though the project or goal that you are working toward is missing some key element. This card is a reminder to occasionally take a step back and think about what it is that you've lost sight of. It may also mean that what you seek is just around the corner. And then let's get the Pimpernel. And you can see there's a compass there in the middle of that flower. The pimpernel is also known as the shepherd's weather glass, as it can tell both the time of day and foretell an incoming weather. Its petals always close up at noon and will only open again if it's due to be sunny. If rain is on the way, the flowers won't open at all. If you find yourself in a position of not being certain which direction to take, but all the signs you need to make the right decisions are there. You just need to trust in your ability to spot them. And we do have a trust card. The Scarlet Pimpernel owes its folk name Wayward to a German legend. A girl who planned to elope with her beloved arranged to meet him at crossroads, but waited for days for him to appear until eventually her feet took root and she turned into the first pimpernel flower. Life has brought you to a crossroads, and you may not know which road is the right one to turn down. But you are not the first person to have to come to this junction. Others have gone before you, and their wisdom remains to watch over you. Whichever road you choose here will be the right one. So lots of crossroads, lots of decisions, and it may be a decision about maybe cutting this person out, friend or family. This is also manipulation. So there could be somebody, you know, that you realize is manipulating or has been. Maybe you weren't aware of it before and now you're seeing it very clearly. A lot of contemplation, a lot of thinking, you guys. A lot of choices. And to anyone that is feeling depressed, like, I'm sending you huge hugs. I've been there many times, but it does pass, and I promise you it will. Like I said, the faster you allow your feelings to come through, usually the faster they pass. But don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck in victim mode. You're stronger and smarter than that. And then we have the cherry. In south of England, wild cherry trees are associated with the cuckoo. A common belief in this region says the cuckoo will continue to sing until it has eaten its fill of cherries thrice over. An abundance of resources means that this is the perfect time to focus on what your body is telling you. What does it need to support it right now? Whether that's balanced diet or more regular sleep schedule. Listen to its needs and let it guide you forward. This one says, cherries are one of the earliest trees to blossom, or trees to bloom, and one of the first to produce fully ripened fruit. With laden branches throughout the year, it's truly the symbol of productivity and abundance. Now could be the time to engage in your own season of productivity, even if others seem at rest. The circumstances have all come together to provide the perfect setting for addressing tasks you've been putting off lately. And that's what I'm saying by use your anger wisely. Like, when I get really angry, I get shit done. And I'm a Taurus. Like, I'm a Taurus with the Capricorn moon. I have a ton of Earth. Like, I don't move very fast. And, like, I'm a hard worker, but I can be really lazy. And when I get angry, I'm, like, cleaning my house. And I'm, like siphoning that feeling and that energy into something healthy and productive. And I know that we can all do that. And then you feel better afterwards, rather than if you did something, like, a little more destructive with it. You feel so much better afterwards. And then, didn't I have one more? Okay, Aconite. This is a beautiful card too, which also is kind of symbolizing death as well, because we have this arrow between its, head and the key. So there's a key here in this death, in this transformation And that is also what you're going to see. Aconite, I don't know if I'm saying that, so forgive me if I'm not, is a scholar's plan, always hungry for knowledge and the power that comes with learning. Through its wisdom, it turned the maiden Arachne into a spider. We have another spider symbology. And taught the first werewolves the power of transformation. You've made it as far as you can with the expertise you already possess. Now it's time to assess the gaps in your knowledge and focus on filling them in. A new class, hobby, or experience will be a rewarding opportunity for you to further yourself to become wiser you. So again, like I'm saying, transfer that anger into a new hobby, a new interest. Use it to catapult you into a new experience in your life, a new interest, something you're into learning about, and that will help you kind of transform this energy. And this one says you're facing a difficult or painful decision with no right answer readily available. Yet in your heart of hearts, you already know what you're going to do. Don't agonize over it for longer than you have to. Named for the hills on which Hercules fought Cerberus in a short but bloody battle, Aconite promises that there's relief to be had after the brief and challenging fallout of your decision. When things seem unbearable, know that it won't last forever. And it doesn't. I think we have one more card from this deck, and then I'll pull a couple tarot probably. So the jasmine, and then again, it has a knife in it. So this is also something that's cutting you, death possibly. In the Philippines, a couple, death in the form of transformation, you guys, but something that's hurtful and painful. In the Philippines, a couple prepared to part. The young man to the city and his bride to remain at home, worried he will fall in love with another. He gives her his dagger with a promise that if he does, she can kill him. But when he returns with a new wife, she plunges the knife into her own heart instead. You may feel as though your current situation is hopeless, but jasmine blooms during the night, releasing its sweetest scent when it is dark. Right now, you do not have to take action, only let yourself feel the hope that something beautiful will come out of such darkness. Again, Scorpio, death, darkness, that is where things grow. When we plant a seed, that seed is way deep down into the earth, in the dirt, and there is no light. It's just darkness. But that is where it begins to grow. And that is most of the time where we begin to grow too, unfortunately. It's not always the greatest feeling, but when you come through the other end, and that's what transformation is, that's what death is. When a tree dies and the fruit falls onto the ground, the seeds, it dies and the earth takes it, and the seeds have gone into the earth from the fruit falling and it dying. It rebirths, it grows again. And this is the cycle of life, death, life. And there's really good stories in this amazing book that I love, The Women Who Run with the Wolves, but I think it's really applicable for women and men because it has a lot of short stories like from different traditions. It's a lot of ancient folklore, but it's written beautifully. I can't say her name. It's like Dr. Clarissa Pinque Estes or something, I think is what it is. It's an amazing book, but it teaches us about these hard things that we have to go in life and how some things do have to die to be reborn. And often we go through that process many times in our lifetime with friends, with family, with jobs, with outdated programming from our childhood. We can use it to our advantage, and we can use it to grow and become a better person inside and out, and become not just happier and healthier, but inside, it heals us, but we have to allow the process. And trust me, I've been there. I know it's not easy, but I know that we all can do this. I'll grab a couple of these and maybe some other cards real quick. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna leave those. This is the Witch's Oracle. Yeah, this is a heavy time, and if it's not, if this isn't your reading, then I'm so happy for you, because I feel like me and all my friends are like, what is going on right now? And it's eclipse season, and it's not just eclipse season, it's Scorpio eclipse. Like, it's intense. You guys could be having a lot of intuitive downloads again, like in your wake and in your dreams. So a lot of happening in the dark, in your sleep, in your dreams. Something is dying. It may feel very dark. These authors are like, it's a very, very heavy, but we can get through this. So you have the 6th-rate star. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. I immediately am seeing like the sun, the moon, the masculine, the feminine, and the balancing of the two. Ooh, and spell. Oops, sorry. There you go. Let's see what it says. So the vibration of this card is the heart, unification, union, balance. Also known as the Star of David, the 6th-rate star is a very ancient symbol that has been used by magical practitioners for thousands of years. It symbolizes the union of masculine and feminine forces at the place where the two can organically meet, the heart. It is also the Sanskrit symbol for the heart, the anahata. It's the heart chakra, indicating that love really is the key to life on earth. When you draw the 6th-rate star, you are being called to remember the importance of harmony and balance. Currently highlighted is how you relate to the world, and you are being asked to find that point of unification where your heart is truly open. Alchemy is possible now, which is transformation. Alchemy is transformation. A blending of masculine and feminine to create something completely fresh and new. Relationships are highlighted on all levels, whether alone or with a partner. Something is being called to your attention, or shortly will be. Meditate upon this symbol to find inner harmonies, which will reveal what it is that you can bring to or learn from present circumstances. Find ways to harmonize your feelings. Excuse me, you guys. And the heart holds the answer. And then let's look at the spell. Enchantment. The vibration is astral. So again, astral is your third eye. It's where you get your intuitive downloads. Keywords: enchantment, illusion, fantasy. Spells and incantations are spoke, written, danced, or created in secret rituals that remain hidden until the spell comes true. Speaking is also spells, and this has been coming up a lot lately. Words are spells. Speaking it's spells. So be conscious of your words, whether they're to yourself or to other people. Be very conscious of them. The magical potential of any spell requires energy, need, and focused concentration. Herbs, crystals, spices, and sacred symbols are often used, as well as energies of particular deities associated with the content of each spell that is woven. That doesn't apply to everybody if you're not into that thing and kind of thing or ceremony, but that's for somebody out there. It says spell indicates that enchantment is in the air, that a magical time is coming into your life, especially if you have been calling for something. Spell also advises you to look at self-delusion. So this could also be coming to your awareness. All these eyeballs, I mean. You may well find that you wake up from a dream, another dream or illusion, when this card appears in a reading. So lots of dreams stuff happening here. Could be illusions. You could be you could be seeing the illusion now and you're very aware of it. It's been illuminated. See life as it presents itself. And remember too that when you follow the ways of the wise, you will always be shown the truth. Expect it to be revealed. So illusions and fantasies are being uncovered, but also a wish shall be granted. I hope that helps somebody. I don't know if I should get something else for you guys, but I think I might leave it there. I hope that was helpful for somebody. You're gonna get through this, and the Taurus eclipse that's coming up, I'll do a reading for that too, but I feel like this Scorpio eclipse is like bringing all this stuff up to our awareness, and then the Taurus eclipse is hopefully going to like stabilize, and by the time that happens, which is in a couple weeks, we're going to have a little more stability. And just remember to trust yourself, trust this journey. There is a journey going on. We have the ship card too. I didn't show that earlier, but this is a journey that you're on, and life is a journey, right? There's ups and downs, and this is how we grow and learn, and you're gonna get through this. Something is manifesting. I know that the answer that you need, that you're looking for, will come to you. I would really suggest meditating somehow. If you don't meditate, go hiking or running, because that can be like a meditation as well, or just walking, go on a walk. But there's some type of information that's coming to you guys, so pay attention. Pay attention to your dreams, to your thoughts, to your feelings, to the people around you, and you will find clarity. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that message was for somebody. I hope it resonated. Yeah, and I would super appreciate it if you liked and followed. I'm new here still, so still kind of getting over my nervousness, but I appreciate all of you, and I hope that you find some peace here. And remember to trust yourself and be really gentle and kind with yourself.